Hi everyone, my name is Wanjira Maganjo and this is Sustainability Connect, and today we are very privileged to be at the KCB Leadership Center, and we are super excited because what brings us today is not sustainability or anything to do with climate change per se, but it's conversations to do with the creative economy. And that has been a big conversation today. You've had a lot of input, and we are hoping that maybe you could introduce yourself and tell us your role in and why we actually here as a creative economy.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I'm deeply privileged and deeply honored. My name is Rosalind Gichuru. I'm the Group Director for Marketing and Communications. And I like to think of myself as just the chief custodian or champion of our great brand, KCB. KCB is a brand that is for people for better. We've been around for 127 years. And throughout the years, we've always been about people and ensuring that we do better for all stakeholders, internally, with customers, with community. So the idea of putting people at the center and doing better in everything that we do is very core to the brand. So the creative economy is a great driver of this economy. When you also think about the median age of this country, the gifts and the talents that these young people have, I think for us we are recognizing that they are a segment that we need to pay attention to. And KCB is a universal bank. We serve all. So why wouldn't we put together a suite of products and services for this creative economy and the youth? So we're here today with about 80 people represented from different subsegments within the creative economy to talk about what they need from us. So KCB is here today to listen and to take that feedback back and to really think through how do we structure solutions, not products, but solutions that matter most to this particular segment. So that's really the essence of the conversation today. In terms of sustainability and our ESG priorities, KCB has been on this journey for the last 17 years. We have done a lot in support of about 14 SDGs. So whether you think water, there are projects that have been happening in this space, whether you think equality, gender equality, there's a lot going on in this space, and not just the efforts to ensure that we have a balanced workforce, but even at the board level, leadership level, but importantly, even through the launch of our Flame proposition, which is for women in business. It's all about bringing that gender equality to the table and to the fore. And if it's in the area of climate change, there are numerous activities, including our green financing agenda, where we by 2026 want to have 25% of our loan book green. So we want to support customers to ensure that the solutions that they're bringing into their businesses are green. So I could go on and on. 14 SDGs, I think, is a lot. But for the size of this business, for the length of time we have been around, and for the concerted efforts we have made, there is a story to be told. So even as we think about the creative economy, it will also be to embed sustainability in everything that we do. And the good news is that there's a lot that we're already doing. Today is about mindset shifts. It's about context. It's about perspective. So how do we take what we're learning here today and co-create meaningful solutions that help build businesses, not just for today, but for tomorrow as well? Because that's at the core, the very essence of KCB. We are here for people and for better. And we have been around for 127 years, as I mentioned, and we intend to be here for another decade, or rather, not one decade, many decades, many centuries. So we come in at this business from a very sustainability, posterity mindset.
Today's conversation has been revolving around financial literacy for the creative industry. And how do we incorporate financial training, capacity building, sustainability? Because there are a lot of CBOs who are going to come up. There are a lot of startups that are going to come up with their green innovation. How is KCB tapping into that? Because now, initially science wasn't easy to sell. In fact, talking science on radio was difficult. Right now, people are becoming more creative. So how we as KCB planning to do that?
The beauty about your question is that has it been done before at KCB? And the answer to that is yes, through Tujiajiri. Tujiajiri is our social impact platform, where it's all about enterprise development, building entrepreneurship amongst the youth. And the model of Tujiajiri is capacity building, and then we work with you to incubate your business, and then we give you the market linkages and market access. And for those even going into formal employment, we work with like-minded partners to provide opportunities to put into practice what you have learned and the business that you have incubated into practice. So I think for me, as I think about how to tackle that, which is the feedback that has been given to us here today, it's not to reinvent the wheel. It's about looking at this as a different segment and building a curriculum, a capacity building program that works. And we won't do it alone. We will work with like-minded partners. The good news is that there are others who are building capacity in this particular space. And then what we would do is to layer in the banking products and services that we have. We would use expertise from within the bank. This is our space. We're all about money and people. So we have experts within the business that we shall call upon to enrich whatever capacity building program that we shall eventually put together.
One key thing, grants for the creative economy. How do you feel, or what is your stance as KCB in terms of grants, in terms of, I remember just the idea we were hosting KZ, and they were like, we're really getting, we have VCs and investors who are international, but locally getting funding is such a challenge because sometimes when you until, so how do you intend, I know to judge space, we can support you.
No, great question. Thank you for that. And it's certainly come back as feedback. Will we give grants? The answer to that is one that I cannot answer just yet, because we really need to go back and look at, businesses that are at idea stage. How do we, think through them as a bank? So I think for us, it's to take the feedback and to think through it. But one thing that I do know for certain is that the idea of partnering and collaboration is at the heart of what we do at KCB. You cannot do it alone. So I believe that there are many partners that we probably have never engaged in the creative economy space. So for us, it's to just utilize the networks that we have, who are also providing funding for other segments like the women segment. While we don't give them grants, we do have funding available for women in business through the FLAME proposition, which is a female-led and made enterprises. So I think mine is just to say that there's been a lot of innovation across this entire business. So we're here to listen and to then put our heads together and apply the great minds to think through some of these questions that the young people are asking.
Thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate it. I know we're going to have a more broader conversation about, because sustainability is something that needs, continuous conversations around it. So thank you so much for coming on the set, and thank you for inviting us as well.